Hey everyone, how's it going? This is week 10. I decided to do a video check in for this week just to um, connect with you guys a little more so you can see my face more than when I do the videos. I don't really show my face, just my screen. I wanted to just kind of let you know what's going on this week. So we have the week 10 module that is already up with your learning objectives and tasks. We have quiz 7 and um, you have your quiz, the file submission, and there is a discussion. So the mean value theorem discussion. I didn't want to put a mean value theorem or Rolle's theorem question on the quiz, and so I decided maybe a discussion will be kind of fun. We haven't done one in a while, mainly because I've been really busy and I have been behind in my grading, and so let's start with that discussion, and then I may start adding more as I get caught up with my grading this week. And then you have your sections to look at. The homework is already there for the week and some of the videos. And so I've uploaded videos through section 4.4, and then I am going to record some examples. Right now I've just put a Professor Leonard video there, and I will record some for some examples to go along with the book. And then, yeah, and then your week 10 video note submission. So something that is new this week that I wanted to address is the mean value theorem discussion. And I saw that some of you have already been putting your responses. So great, that's awesome. And I'm happy that you guys are thinking about through. It's a pretty big theorem. You'll see it again when you get to Calc 2. There's the mean value theorem for integrals. So when you get to Calc 2, you'll see that. And yeah, and so that is it for this week. And then the one thing I want to address is the grading. So I have taken a long time grading your exam too, and there's a reason for that. And so bear with me. So I'm just gonna admit it, I got a little frustrated because even though the last question on the test is that you will agree to not use any apps and things like that, there were quite a few things that were very, very extremely similar to answers that apps give. And so I just sort of became frustrated and decided that it would be best for my mental health to take a pause on grading for the week. So I am honestly, I'm really behind in my grading for all my classes because it just kind of got to me. I don't really know how to explain to you why it got to me. I think I kind of took it a little bit personal, and I believe that now I have moved past that. And by the way, for those, it's let me just say this as a teacher, and if you ever become a teacher, you'll know when things are obvious, and some things are very obvious. And so for those of you who are doing all your work and learning and doing it all, putting in the work and doing the work yourself, I see you. It is clear. It is obvious. And so this message is not for you. I see you. I see your work and I see your effort. It is very clear. And then there is the other stuff. So um, finally, I think how I got past. I think it was just my own, right? Like sometimes we take things personal when it doesn't need to be. And so one of the, if you are a person that is using the help of apps on a test or a quiz, my question to you would be, I want you to ask yourself, why are you doing that? And like, is it that you think I need it? I need to do this right now, but I'll learn it later. So my question is, when is later? And also my second question is, if this is the kind of student that you are right now, how do you envision yourself next semester in Calc 2? And how do you see yourself in your job that's going to be your career, right? Like one of the things I think about is whatever your major might be, engineering, economics, biology, there are not going to be apps to help you be successful at your job. So are you is this class just a checkbox that to get a degree and get a job, and then when you get to a job, you're just going to collect a paycheck? Or what do you want out of your career? Do you see what I mean? I hope I'm making sense, and that it is, hopefully it's something that you think about. What kind of employee do you want to be, or what kind of boss do you want to be, or are you even going to get to be at a boss level if you don't have the foundation and the background to do the critical thinking, analysis, and work etiquette that is required to get to that level? So in a way, that's kind of how I moved past it. So I'm going to finish all my grading today. Your exams will be there. Yeah, so the one thing I will say, and let me go back to my notes. One of the places where it was very obvious was looking at these two problems, right? The concepts are essentially the same as the chain rule. So how were we at some point being able to do this problem, the first one, entirely perfect, but then leave this one blank? So that was like the first red flag, because the process to solve this one, I would say, is even simpler than that one, because you just have the f of x here, right? So when you find f prime of x, this is just cosh of f of x, and then by the chain rule times f prime of x, and then you plug in the x equals 1 that I gave, and then it falls right out. And it was quite interesting on the test to see how many were able to do this problem absolutely perfect, no mistakes whatsoever, which in my in-person class, for contrast, this 5 to the x gave people not a lot of issues, but some issues. And in my online class, and those of you who do your own work, had different things going on here. But so my point is, right, the concept is the same, is a chain rule. So for my app users, this was done absolutely perfect, but the concept is exactly the same. So that was kind of like my first clue, and then that led me to look a little closer to everything else. And so anyway, so that is that. If you are still watching at this point, I want you to pause the video, note the time where it's at, send me an email just with the time where you paused the video. When I prompted you to pause the video, just send me that, and I'll perhaps do some, like a point extra credit or a little quiz or something like that. And if you are so inclined, give me your thoughts on what I just said, and how do you envision yourself, what kind of student do you envision yourself to be, and what kind of person do you want to be in your career. And thank you for watching and for understanding me.